right. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Paul and Jill Fulton here, and we are so excited to have you in the very first ever workshop that is happening in our vanilla house.
Yeah.
Is that what we're calling it?
We're going to call it our vanilla house.
The vanilla room, the vanilla house, whatever it is.
It's actually our basement.
Yeah.
But we have outgrown our kitchen. One of our goals this year for 2025 was to be in the present. And when a hobby becomes a passion, becomes a business, it kind of takes over your house. And my office has been our kitchen. And it's hard to separate our life and our business. And so we are getting organized. We're moving downstairs for vanilla. It is so fun because there's so much more room. I know where everything is. We're doing all kinds of fun things down here.
We are. And so Sam, our youngest, he's glad because now the lights aren't up in the kitchen. And yet when you do these workshops, you get all of this stuff out. We have lights up, all of the recording stuff, and you just kind of live in the kitchen for several days. And then we do other videos as well outside the workshop. So this was the year we're like, nope, we need to find some additional space. So we made the move here just in the last few weeks. You'll see things kind of evolve and change behind us over time. But we're so excited with where we're at because we have some new things that we're going to be able to do now that we have a little more space down in our vanilla room or our vanilla house.
We have a little kitchenette down here, and so it's just the right amount of space to create new recipes, do all kinds of different fun things in the vanilla world.
Totally. And we've got a few props, and we're going to get to these props behind us. You're probably wondering, like, what is that house? And the map, we have our vanilla map of all of the places where we source vanilla beans, and there's all sorts of fun things that we're going to be able to do down here that we weren't able to do in the confines of our own living space. So it's crazy. I don't know what workshop number this is. I mean, we've done hundreds of either workshops or videos now. Maybe hundreds is overstating it, but over 100. And it's amazing to us how it just keeps growing. And when we were moving everything in, we were opening all the cupboards in the kitchen. And we posted a picture of this in one of our groups. That's another thing we started doing this year. It's the first quarter, all the new things we're trying. We've got new groups on Facebook. That all kind of happens Q1 of every year. But opening all the cabinets and bringing all the extracts down. I don't know how many we have, hundreds.
Well, I had them hidden in all the cupboards and bottles and freeze-dried fruits and dried fruits and spices and beans. And, it was going crazy. I didn't even know I had all those extracts. Every time I'd open a cupboard to make something, I'm like, oh, what's that back there? So it feels so good to get organized.
We are organized now. And so you'll be seeing a lot of us from our extract room down here. And we're going to be real excited to show you new things about extract making. But today, first of all, just as always, a big thanks to all of our Club Be Pura members that are here. I see like Roxanne and Debbie and Jeanette, all these faces that have been in almost every one of our workshop. And it just kind of feels like family's over now, and we appreciate it because when we see you, it's like our nerves go down a little bit. We're like, oh, we're amongst friends. So we can have some fun and experiment with new things and kind of learn together. So thanks to all of you, Club Be Pura members, people from our groups on Facebook. Glad to have you. A couple of new people from Eventbrite that are joining us, possibly for the first time today. We're super glad to have you. As always, we'll give away a $25 gift card at the end of the workshop. We like to just say thanks for spending an hour with us or so. Jill reminded me that one of the things we have not brought downstairs yet is the clock on the other side of the wall. So I could be like unhinged today. I'm going to do my best to look at the little time thing on the top right corner of my computer screen, but I don't have my big clock screaming at me, telling me to be quiet. So Jill said she will kindly stamp on my toes. Softly. So if you see me wincing a little bit, that's just Jill telling me, move it along. So we have a super full episode today, if we want to call it an episode, right? One, we're going to be making a new extract, right? We're going to be doing 3 different change outs, and we're going to be doing 4 different taste tests.
Yeah, let's just kind of go over there.
Should we just dive in?
See that?
Let's do it. So okay, Jill, lead the way.
So when I kind of came up with this idea to move everything down into a new space, I thought, gosh, my house feels like vanilla. I'm just bursting at the seams. And so then I got this idea of, hey, wouldn't it be fun to make a house of vanilla? So I did. Come on,
Literally.
see my house of vanilla.
She literally made a house of vanilla, right?
So our new extract that we're making today is our salted caramel vanilla extract. And then when you open our house of vanilla,
here we go.
You can see that I have all of our change outs that we're doing today. We're doing our grapefruit vanilla, caramel apple vanilla, and our vanilla sweet dream. And then on the bottom, these are all of our taste tests. It's going to be a fun taste test day today. We're doing lemon, orange vanilla, peach caramel vanilla, and peach spice vanilla.
Full day.
We have lots of things to do, and I just thought it was kind of a fun little thing to do to really fill a house full of vanilla. And I know many of you feel the same way. You have vanilla in all your cupboards as well.
Yeah, one of our one of the new Facebook groups that we just started this year is the jar group that we have, where we celebrate people that love rare jars and their uses for them. And I have been amazed to see all of the jars that are being posted, which means many of you that are here right now and watching, you have just as many nooks and crannies of jars as we do in every corner of your house. And it's just part of extract making as you become a jar collector.
Yeah.
And the jar becomes a big part of what extract making is, right? Yep. So anyway, it's super exciting. So now we have our today's vanilla house full of a lot of different things. We need to get started because the clock is already ticking. So
that's right.
Our very first one that we're going to be doing, it's our brand new extract. This is on page 91 of The Art of Extract Making, right? This is our salted caramel extract, which is part extract and part infusion, right?
Because it has all of the caramel in there as well. It's kind of an infusion with the vanilla to make it the extract. And this goes for a full year. And so we're going to leave the caramel in for a couple months, take that out, and then let the vanilla and the salt do its thing.
Yep, there we go. So should we dive in and get started?
Let's do it.
We'll talk about the caramel, the vanilla, the bottle, and the color of the bottle, which has significance, but we'll get into all of that, right?
Okay, so the recipe calls for 1 ounce of Tanzanian vanilla beans and 5 ounces of just these caramel squares, okay? About 15 is 5 ounces. We have our little, I've already measured these out, so let's see, how many beans do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 beans that weigh an ounce. And it's important to always weigh your beans with your trusty little kitchen scale because all beans come in different sizes. So make sure that you're weighing that. And then you can weigh the caramel as well. So you're getting 5 ounces. So what I like to do is I like to put the vanilla on the bottom just to make sure that it is submerged and it doesn't float up. I'm not as concerned if the caramel floats up a little bit, but I really want that vanilla down in the bottom extracting. So we're going to start
I'm
here.
sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. I've got the chats up in front of me and Nancy's like, do the taste test first, Paul. It'll be comical. Nancy, yes, Nancy sees all the shot glasses. Yeah, that's coming. We've got so many taste tests to do, and Nancy thinks your dollhouse is so dang cute.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to slice these down the middle, and then I'm going to just, cut them. I'm going to cut them like this. Slice real quick.
So again, for the new people in the group, we slice sometimes just to try to open the pod up. It allows the alcohol to get the outside and the inside of the pod. Pod is where all the oil's at that we're trying to extract. So by cutting it, you can expose a few more sides. And the idea is that it extracts maybe a little bit more efficiently. However, those that like it closed, and we leave some of them closed sometime, you do that because you're trying to keep all the caviar inside the bean contained in the bean. So you can pull it all out and there's not a lot left over. There's not a lot of taste inside the caviar. And so just depending on what your preferences are, you may like extract that's full of caviar, so it has the seeds, or you may want extract that's caviar free, and you can use the used beans to make like sugar or paste or something else where all the caviar can spill out and you have all those little speckles everywhere. So those are the pros and cons. And then also, just to make sure it fits.
Yes.
To get the beans down to size, you can also tie them in knots. You know, again, these are the things we'll talk about with every extract we make forever and always, because it's an important principle. And that still is like the number one question that we get is, well, everybody's like grade A or grade B. And then everyone is like, do I count my beans or do I weigh my beans? And then do I cut them or don't I cut them? So we'll always be talking about that. Those are the things. So the beans are in.
The beans are in. Now I'm just going to put the caramel squares. Really the hardest part about this recipe is unwrapping all of those caramel squares, right? That takes a bit. This vodka is Dented Brick. It's a distillery just right here locally in Salt Lake City. I actually love this bottle, and this is how I picked the color of my dollhouse. Is I took this down to the paint store and I said, hey, match this green right here. And they did a fabulous job.
They did do a great job. You know, I think part of it is we were a house of boys, right? We had 2 boys. And now the boys are growing and leaving, so it's time to get the dollhouse.
Well,
right?
I did have a dollhouse when I was a little girl. One of those you have to like build every tiny little shingle, and you know, we finished it enough for me to play with it. But we never completely finished it, and it followed me around for years and years and years. I think I finally gave it up maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, we moved that to every house that we've lived in since we've been married. We always moved the dollhouse.
But we lost a piece every time. And so by the time I'm like, oh, it's not even fully together. And so anyways, it's kind of a nice thing. I saw this dollhouse and I thought, oh, I'll just paint it. And you know, I'll use it for vanilla. And then I still get to have a dollhouse.
Totally.
Okay, so we're doing 8 ounces of vodka. We're just going to pour it over the top. All covered all very nicely. If anything's poking at the top, you can push it down.
And again, the reason we like to push all the vanilla beans under, we've sometimes they pop out. It's been okay. We've never had any. Some people say they might mold if they're sticking out. We've never had that happen inside the jar, but it's just so every part is being extracted.
Yeah, you're just wasting time if it's, you know, you're not getting all the vanilla in there if it's not covered.
Yeah, that's
and
the idea.
There could be a chance that it could mold. I have heard that people have come across that. And then it's good to just kind of check in on it ever so often. Sometimes they pop up, so just check in on them, push them down, and then you know, put them back in the cupboard.
Yep. And
so then it's ready to go.
It's going to start. We've got the vodka and the beans, so they're going to start extracting. And then what you're going to see with the caramel is it's going to just turn into like this oozy. It's going to start dissolving, right?
And I sometimes go in there and kind of just shake it up, just to kind of. Sometimes they'll clump together, and sometimes I'll just shake it up, and it kind of dissipates into the vodka.
Yeah, but it's just going to kind of dissolve and turn kind of ooey gooey, and then we'll deal with that when you come back, and we'll show how we do the change out of the caramel. We've showed it already with like some of the peach extracts that use caramel, the apple extract that use caramel, and how to sort of deal with that when you're putting it through the coffee filter. Takes some time sometimes to get the caramel out and the extract out of the caramel, but we'll show you how to do it. And so come back next time and we'll show you the update, right?
Yes, I forgot the salt.
Oh, of course.
I'm like, wait a minute.
We forgot something.
Teaspoon of sea salt.
Yes.
So I just have some here in a little ramekin. And I will just add that all in there.
There you go.
And now we are finished.
Now we're finished. That's why we put all the props out in front of us.
And we've got it labeled on the bottom of the jar. I have the date that we started.
Yep. There you go. Nothing to it. Extract number 1 now is done. Can we start taste testing?
No.
Oh.
Sorry, love.
Okay. All right. We'll keep going.
I have to keep him, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. Salted caramel extract.
How easy was that, you guys?
And it's a super fun set of flavors that we like. And we'll talk about that more as we finish them and where we're using them and why we like that one so much. But that's kind of a crowd favorite here in the Fulton home.
It's delicious. And you can put it in your coffee, your chocolate, fudge, whipped coffee. It's delicious.
Julie Hartman says that her granddaughter loves it and they use it to make milkshakes.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. How much do they put in, Julie? That's the question.
Grandma's not telling.
Grandma's not telling.
No, we're kidding. Okay, let's go to change out.
Okay, so change out time. Let's go to our very first change out. This is the vanilla bean sweet dream extract. It's time to update it. It's on page 80 of the Art of Extract Making. And it's at 4 months now. At 1 month, we removed the cinnamon. And so now we're at 4 months. And so it's time to remove a few other items, right?
Well, we're going to be removing the nutmeg, the allspice berries, and we will be leaving in the vanilla beans with the Mexican and the Indian vanilla beans that we started with. This one's going to be kind of easy because, you know, the fruit really absorbs the vodka, so you have to push down on it quite a bit. But
well, let's put it under the cam. Why don't we?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, there we go.
I feel a little out of place.
I know.
Because
we've got 3 years of history of doing it like in certain ways.
I know. I feel a little bit like backwards.
Right. We're in the upside down.
We're in the upside down of our house.
Like Stranger Things.
If any of you have seen it.
If any of you have seen Stranger
Things. Our son likes it.
Our son, yes. That's a boy show. And a girl show.
No, I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting.
And if you're an 80s parent, it's a great show too. It's just a great show. Stranger Things.
Yep. Okay, I'm not going to rinse this out. I'm just removing all of the spices. This smells so delicious.
All of these, like holiday kind of extracts, are just some of our very favorites for all the reasons. We know that a lot of you have made a number of these with the various spices. When you get into like the allspice berries and the nutmeg and just that blend of spices together are lovely. Christmas in a bottle.
Yes, and anything Christmas, anything in the fall, this would be delicious with, you know, pumpkin, ham. Again, put this in maybe a grown-up hot toddy or even just some wassail. It would be delicious.
Oh, Dana loves Stranger Things as well. So you know what we're talking about, Dana.
Yep, we're in the upside down.
We're in the upside. Well, it kind of was the upside down for us. This is actually more, this down here makes more sense. It's organized.
I actually love it down here, guys.
I know none of us can find Jill anymore. We're like,
my son's like, "Where's Mom?" In the basement. Okay, so how easy was that? Let's see, and we have exactly 8 ounces, so we haven't lost anything here. We've started with 8 ounces, and we've got 8 ounces now.
Well, you're going to pour that back in?
I am. You want to go put that in the sink? We don't want to throw that away.
Yep.
I'm just going to pour this back in with the vanilla beans. Look at that color.
Oh, this one's beautiful. And that smell.
Beautiful.
It's just lovely. One of our favorites. Okay. There we go. And you've got that pretty label on top. Are you going to get to that later?
Oh,
yeah. Are you going to talk? When are we going to talk about that?
Yes.
This is a fun little hack.
This is also part of my organizing changes. I have 2 kinds of labels. These are the kinds I've been doing all along with masking tape. And then on the other side, I came across this label maker. And it tells me, it advertises that there is no sticky residue and it comes off very easily, and it is waterproof. And the reason why I kind of was interested in this was that some of my tape, if I get vanilla on it, it will smudge the writing. I can still read it, so it's not a big deal, but it kind of bugs me sometimes. So I'm like, hey, if this comes off, because my biggest pet peeve in life are stickers on bottles. So if this comes off really with no residue, I'm sold. So, but again, masking tape is a great option because, I mean, it's easy.
It does come off with no residue. It's kind of tried and true.
Sometimes there's a little bit of residue,
but it's when it drips.
Yes. And then, but you can find masking tape everywhere, and it's, I mean, we probably already have it in our home, so it's easy to use. So this is always my option, my go-to. This smaller one is washi tape. It's a little bit more friendly with the the water. It doesn't affect the ink that you're writing on. It's it doesn't ruin it, but it doesn't stick as well as the masking
It'll
tape.
peel off.
Yeah, but it's cute. I like how small it is. I've gifted it with the washi tape. And then this is just my label maker. I got it on Amazon. I think it's called Label ID, Make ID, I think it's called. Anyways, it's an app that connects to your phone. You type it in your phone and it comes out and it cuts it itself. I don't have to cut it. I'm telling you, if this is what it claims to be, it's going to save me a ton of time and I'm looking forward to it. So I've got this side and the old side. I'm going to leave it on and I'm going to see which one truly is better.
Jill loves this kind of stuff. So how much was that?
Oh, it was like $20,
yeah,
I think.
19 something.
And it came with a roll of tape, and then you could buy like 2 more for I think it was like $8.
I'm not sure.
Yeah. But I'm still using the same roll of tape, and I've been going crazy with my organizing down here. So it goes along.
There's labels everywhere. There's labels on every cabinet. I don't know if you saw the cord that was attached to that, but there was a label on the cord that said like, charger for the label maker. There's a label on the label maker that says label maker. There's labels on our children's foreheads right now with their names on them. Like there's labels on our dogs. There's labels on our cars. There's labels everywhere because Jill loves organizing the labels, right? We are having some fun with the label maker.
I do love to organize, and so this just makes it even more fun.
Yeah, we got labels everywhere.
Okay, so we are done with that. That is going to go for an entire year. So we started this in October on the 15th. And so next October, you're going to be able to use this. And I am so excited. You could put this in cocktails. I just thought of that.
Yeah,
this would be yummy in a cocktail.
No, it's in milkshakes.
In milkshakes.
That's the new application. It's the Julie Hardman milkshake. We're going to be doing some more of those.
Involved too, right?
We need to just have Julie. Julie, you need to come. Maybe we got to have Julie join us for a workshop.
Ooh, that would be fun.
Here's the thing. We only have like 2 or 3 extracts left that we're going to begin. So it's like we're going to be wrapping up from the book. We're going to be wrapping up from the book. Like all 40 recipes will have started in the next few months, right? And so we were talking about all these other things that we've kind of been putting on the back burner that we'll be excited to try. And, new applications.
New recipes.
Julie, we may just have to have you over and you can join us and teach us a thing or two about different applications.
Or your favorite things you do. I would
totally. Because Julie always has some great stuff. She's already agreed. She says would love to. Oh, love it, Julie. We're going to have to figure that out. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good. So that one sits and waits. We'll come back and check that one in October. And then the very next one now is the caramel apple. So page 102, the Art of Extract Making, caramel apple vanilla extract. It's time to do our third change out because we removed the caramel squares and the apples after 2 months, and now we're at 4 months, right?
And then we added more apples, and then this is our last. We're going to take out the apples and then just leave the vanilla beans in with the alcohol.
So we should really quick. Let me interject. When we left this one, it's kind of like a movie. When we left, I can't even say it. When we last, I haven't even taste tested anything, Nancy.
Oh gosh.
When we last left our extracts, that's hard to say. When we left this one, it was straining. And we let it strain overnight because it had the caramel, it had the apples. And so we kind of did the slow drip thing, let gravity do its thing, and it filled up quite a bit. But then we put the new ingredients in. We did have to top this one off a little bit, right?
When you use the caramel, it can be a little tricky because it does absorb a lot of the alcohol. And so, I mean, you can squeeze out as much as you can, but it's kind of like a sludgy caramel when you're done. And so there is some topping off to do when you have the caramel, which we did last time. I think it was a little under an ounce, actually, that we added in. And then we added some more apples. And that was, when was that?
That was about a month ago.
Yes.
This is our second workshop of February because we missed the January one with all the moving that we were doing. We did the February first one, and now we're trying to play catch up. So I think it was like in January-ish that we did that.
I think at 2 months.
Or the first one in February, right?
Yeah.
And so, or maybe it was the December. Anyway, we've got it all listed.
I have it written down.
Oh, yeah?
Right here. It says at 2 months, we removed the caramel and the apples, and we replenished with another half cup of dried apples.
And we started in October, so that would have been in December. There it is.
Yep. And so now 2 months later,
yes,
we are taking out that second round of apples, and then we're going to let it sit to be ready at a total of 6 months. And so, and you guys, it already smells delicious.
Oh, this one's beautiful.
Yeah. Okay. So on this one, I used one of those fermentation weights because I could not keep the apples down. I was going in there and I kept pushing them down and pushing them down. And so I love the mason jars with these weights because they work perfectly.
They were perfect.
And, you know, I found a lot of those when I was cleaning, getting ready to come down here. I didn't know I had so many of them.
There you go.
You guys, this smells like Halloween.
I know. It'll be done in time for that, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so look how pretty those apples are. We are not going to waste those. We are going to be using those for some sugar. We're going to let those dry out.
And you see how clear it is as we're pouring it out. Again, it's that caramel after you give it its time in the coffee filter and you let it all sort of the clumps get held in the coffee filter and everything come through. You get a beautiful, rich, clear color. For those of you that like the really clear extracts, and a lot of people go back and forth on this. Some people like all the oils and the flavors inside, and they don't pass it through a filter. On the caramel ones, we think you have to pass it. You should pass it through a filter because you just can't. Well, it'll be sludgy if you don't, and it can coagulate a little bit.
I guess it depends on what you're using it for.
Yeah, that's true. So we're removing the beans. We're putting not removing them. You're putting the beans back in the jar.
Yeah, I'm using that's what we're saving because it's time sensitive here, and I also left my tweezers upstairs.
All the way upstairs.
Yeah, I forgot to bring those down.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of push down on the apples to get any left, alcohol out of them, any kind of liquid that's still in them. Really, there isn't a lot coming out of them.
Maybe more would come out if we were using the other side of the muddler.
This is bigger. Jeez. Okay.
That's a you have to have been to many workshops joke with us. That's an inside joke for those that have been here the whole time.
It is. Will you put those in the sink? Yes, look at the color in here, you guys. Now, you can see there's vanilla specks in there, but there is no big chunks of caramel in there. And we are right at 1 cup. So we are going to go ahead and pour back in. I don't have to top off at this point. I topped off at the second or the first change out. So we're good to go. We'll just put the lid back on. This will go back in the cupboard. And then in another 2 months, it'll come back out and we'll see if it's ready.
Yep. And it's a 6-month extract, right? Yeah. So just in time for summertime. Love it. That one's a lot of fun. Tasty. Good. Yeah. Can't wait to taste test that one. So here we go. Okay. Let's keep on rolling here. Nancy says, LOL. Paul, you just let Jill be. I know. That's what we do. Come on. 27 years coming up, right? I know. 27 years. We know each other pretty well now. Yeah. We do. Okay, so next up on page 114 of The Art of Extract Making, we will be updating our grapefruit vanilla extract. And this has got summertime written all over it because it's the wintertime grapefruit taste. But sorbets, things like, there's just so many things you can do with citrus in the summer. Yes, right, yes.
That light flavors that we want in the summertime. This is going to be ready just in time.
This is a fun one. Oh, you're waiting on me, aren't you? This is my job. She has everything lined up over here off camera in order. So all I had to do was remember to start from the right and go to the left.
Okay.
And I almost started from the left. I had one job.
You're doing good.
I'm getting there.
Okay. So we started this in December. And the reason we started in December because
it's the season.
It's the season of grapefruits, right? You're going to find good grapefruit in the winter. Still, we're finding good grapefruit. So you could start this now and still be, great.
Totally. Yep.
So we started it in December. And at 1 month, we put the whole grapefruit in there, the whole thing, cut it up, stuffed it in a bigger jar. And then we removed that and we put the zest in of one
grapefruit. Yeah.
One grapefruit. And then now we're removing the zest and we're going to put zest in of another grapefruit. And I just realized
Did we leave it upstairs?
I forgot to do that.
So we will be adding zest after we clean this one out. We will do some awesome video editing where, like maybe we'll have Arnold Schwarzenegger come in and he'll be like, we'll AI it. He'll be the guest host and we'll have him get the zest off. And it'll be so fun in the edited version. But normally when we hadn't just moved, right? We've got our zest from one grapefruit, just like we did last time.
Yes.
So we will add that in as soon as we're done here.
Yes. And you don't have to do the zest. If you want to peel it, same thing. You're going to be getting all of that yummy, rind off of the, or peel off of the grapefruit. So if you want to peel it, you can do that. The reason we're zesting in this recipe is because we want you to have the option. We're just showing you that it is an option.
And again, a lot of our book, where there has never been an extract book written that goes into this kind of detail, is just showing people all the different applications and the how-tos along every step of the way. So the peeling, but then you got to get off the pith, or the zesting where you don't have to worry so much about the pith. Both will work. So you can kind of pick and choose, like choose your own adventure, right? You can pick and choose what you want.
Yeah. But, zest is smaller. So you might be losing some pieces here and there and not getting all of that in there. I've heard that before, that people prefer to get the peel so they can get all of those pieces in there. So it's a personal preference. We want you to know that you can do either one.
You can do either one.
Yep.
And I can already smell that.
Isn't that wonderful?
The grapefruit here. And those of you that have made this, I know. This is also a fun one to splash on like mahi-mahi, like stuff on the grill, just to add a little bit of citrusy sweetness when you're grilling. This is another fun one, but that one is super powerful. Like you can smell like the whole kitchen area here. It's like I can smell grapefruit.
And, this is not a the vanilla kind of tames down the grapefruit just a little bit, so it isn't so tart.
Yes.
And so it's kind of a nice little companion.
Yes.
Okay, let's get going on this. Look at the color in that. It's beautiful.
It is.
And you can see you've got the zest at the bottom here. I tied all these.
We'll rinse out the jar on this one because we're trying to get rid of the zest, right? So we'll do a quick rinse. Just to clean it out so it's now zestfully free. People know what I'm talking about there. Come on. You're humming it. We're humming it again. Everyone's humming the commercial.
Oh, don't get him started.
Zestfully free. All right.
Okay. So really, that doesn't look like very much, but it was an entire grapefruit.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
There's quite a few, probably the smaller ones that got through.
Yeah. And if it bothers you, you can
add
coffee filter at the end, and that will take every tiny little piece out. But again, you might want those tiny little pieces in your ice cream. I think it would be lovely.
I think they're fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're going to pour this back. That color is wonderful.
And the smell's amazing.
This is where you want to be like really careful, because
so you can see a lot of the zest. It's so small as you're pouring it. You see it all?
I do.
There's quite a bit that's in there. So just depending on your preference and how much you want it to be, pure, not pure, without any little pieces, you'd put it through a coffee filter or a cheesecloth, something like that.
If you want both, then just filter some of it. And so then you could, maybe have some for frostings and in your whipped cream or whatever, that doesn't have anything in it. And then for those ice creams where you want to see the specks, or if you do want to see it in your frosting, then you can use that. You can always do both.
Please, Paul, don't squeeze the Charmin. Nancy.
You're getting him going.
Wasn't that a great commercial though? I mean, now it's like I can picture the commercial and all the 80s commercials are starting to like, where's the beef? I should have said that. Where's the grapefruit? Because, anyway. Oh, look at that. The caramels, they're already changing colors. You know what those caramels look like right now? They look like E.T. when E.T. wasn't feeling well.
Oh, gosh. I don't think you're all going to. They're already changing colors.
Okay. I've got all this 80s stuff in my head now. I mean, it's kind of an 80s themed show today, right? It started with Stranger Things. I blame Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to sit tight now. We've got the grapefruit. We'll come back to that. We're going to add the zest when we get upstairs later, and then we'll do the final change out in the taste test in a couple of months when that one's finished, right?
Yep.
Did I miss anything? Okay, so is it time?
Taste test.
It's taste test time. Can you believe when we have our calendar that just maps out all these different extracts, and when we got to today, we're like, oh my gosh, four different taste tests. Like that's a lot that are starting to like.
But that just shows all the work that we've been doing, right? Like, and how much time it takes for these to mature and be ready.
Right. It's a journey, as all of you know.
And it's a celebration because you have put so much time and effort and money into it.
It is.
So this is a day to celebrate.
So I feel like I'm looking at like a buffet and I'm trying to like pick my dessert because all of these are just lovely extracts. Obviously, we love them all. And I have a couple of favorites right now, but I'll follow your lead. Should we just go in order?
Let's just go. What do you want? I'll pull it out of the house.
Well, because like the lemon one is first on the list, but I think we do that one last because I love that lemon one. It's so much fun. So let's start. The orange one. Oh man, this is so. Let's just. You know what? I'm going to follow your list. That's just too many decisions for me to make. So we are going to start with the lemon one. So the lemon extract, page 118, Art of Extract Making. It should be finished now, but there's a little caveat with that, and it's just because of our last two workshops are a little close together, right? So it's time to, we should be taking out the lemon peels and then taste testing to make sure that we like it. However.
Well, our last live was on February 5th, and it's only the 26th today. And so we've got about another week before this is done. It's supposed to be in here for a month. We're going to taste test it. I'm going to leave these in for another week, but we're together and I wanted to do this together. We won't see you when this is supposed to be finished. So we're going to go ahead and taste test it 1 week early and just see, but I will be leaving the peels in 1 more week.
Yeah, and like we say with the citrus extracts, if you like the way that it tastes now, you're ready to go. If you want more lemon, the nice thing about adding peels is you can put another round in if you want to put another round in. But we do think it's important to at least go the full 4 weeks, which we didn't do here because we're trying to play catch up with these lives. And we've got 2 in February. So that's the reason we would be taking the peels out. We're going to leave them in. We're just going to shake it a little bit and have our first taste test, right?
And I want you to see, can you go to the extract cam here? I want you to see the color in here. Can you see that? That is, oh man, it makes me want to make limoncello too, right? Wow, that color is beautiful. And that is just 3 weeks, you guys. Wow, let's taste this.
Let's taste it. It's taste test time. I'm sorry, I'm laughing a little bit because they got all sorts of like 80s stuff going on the chat right now. Mr. Whipple, how great is that? Okay, so we taste test these just like every other extract, right? It's a few drops of extract. We're going to add a little bit of milk. You can add whipped cream.
About a tablespoon.
Some people pour it over like a sugar cube.
It's about a tablespoon of milk. There's sugar in the milk, so it adds just a little bit of sweetness, but not too much, so I can really taste. Oh, doesn't that smell delicious?
It's like when you smell this one, it's like you're tempted to not add anything to it, but it'll be really bitter because it's a concentrate, right? That's the reason that we're doing this. So even though it might smell wonderful, no, I got plenty. That's good. Yep. So even though it smells wonderful, we always recommend a little medium, or it might be just a little bit tart because that's the intent, right?
Wow, that smells delicious.
Doesn't it? Cheers.
Lemon cream.
Lemon cream. Here we go. Oh, you see, I would say it's done right now, even though we know it needs to go another week. My own personal preference is that one's ready to go. Like it's fantastic, but certainly you can get more lemon out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious.
I know. I'm curious how many of you have tried a lemon extract that are with us right now. Have a lot of you tried this one? Um, because you just have to try it to understand it. Like this is absolutely.
And then adding the vanilla to it, adds a softness to it.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want that traditional lemon extract, you're going to leave the vanilla out and just have that. But it'd be nice to have both because that vanilla, again, sorbet with this.
Oh yeah.
Right?
No,
oh my goodness.
And I'm thinking like grilling, like when I like having a little bit of sweetness on like grilled or like stir-fried chicken or things like that where I want just a little zestiness, like this is the stuff.
Well, adding this into your frosting, when
sure.
you have lemon extract, it just makes
and the lemon meringues and your lemon cannolis and I mean all those different things. Like there is so much lemon that comes out of that. So those of you that have made it, let's see. Nancy says she tastes her lemon and sugar water. Yep. Let's see. Do you want? I mean, really, whoever says, "Do you want lemon with your milk?" Oh, come on, lemon milk. Like,
well, think about like a lemon tiramisu. Like that's kind of what it tastes like. It's that's what I'm starting to think of when I taste test that.
Yeah.
It tastes delicious. And, I'm wondering, well, now you probably want to use limoncello when you soak your little cookies for the tiramisu.
Ooh, yes. That's interesting.
Putting this in the whipped cream and the mascarpone would be delicious.
All delicious. Yep. There is so much good stuff. Lemon pudding. LaDawn says she has 221 lines on her extract journal spreadsheet. LaDawn, that is amazing. Lemon pudding. Another Jeanette Niles just puts a few drops in sugar. Yes, that's always a great way to go. The milk and the cream it just kind of spreads out the flavor. So we like it. We like it, particularly when you're doing a lot of taste testing. I didn't bring anything to kind of rinse the palate between, but it's nice having the milk to just kind of like mellow it a little bit to get the flavor out. Yeah. Okay. So lemon extract on a scale of 1 to 10, lemon extract is like a 10.5, right?
Chanel, she said lemon cake with white lemon frosting.
Oh, yes, Chanel, absolutely.
Yes,
love it.
Delicious.
There's just so many things for lemon, and it's like summertime. There's a lot of summertime cooking. Isn't that the other great thing about extract making? Because we go in season and we make the extracts during like citrus season. And then it's like year round, you have these flavors that aren't always readily available at a low price. You can always spend a lot of money in the summer if you want, but you get them when they're in season, you get the flavor out of them, and then you got the flavor all year round.
And it's also good in your tea. If you're a person who likes to add a little lemon instead of milk, this is yummy.
Yep. Hot toddy.
Yes.
A little hot toddy maybe would be a good thing. So if you have a cold and if you're a believer in like a hot toddy, that would be wonderful. And on and on and on and on.
Yeah, I think hot toddy's got us through COVID.
Oh, definitely. Yes. Hot toddy is the cure to COVID.
Not a cure, but maybe
pretty
for
close.
The soul.
Yes. So, okay, there we go. So that's lemon on a 1 to 10. It's an 11.
Yeah. Wow.
That's where lemon's at. Lemon's at 11. Kind of goes together. 11, 11.
Yeah, a little.
It's really good.
Alliteration. There.
It's kind of like Back to the Future 1. Back to the Future 2 kind of lost it a little bit. Back to the Future 3 was good. That's like a Back to the Future 1 or 3. I'm just keeping the 80s theme going.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, next one. Page 122, The Art of Extract Making. This is a fun one. Orange vanilla extract. So we can almost say all the same things that we just said. It's another citrus one that is ready to go, right?
This was started in, I believe,
2/24, February. So this one is another youngin'.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Jill's been working out.
I haven't opened this one. This will really be a surprise.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'll sneak ahead and check it out. But this one, I just...
there it is, right? The orange. The orange is first and the vanilla is, behind it. But that's predominantly orange. It's wonderful.
Yep.
Yep. Love it.
Okay, shall we try it?
We're going to shake it up. Now, again, we're not showing you this, but this is another one. If it's ready, you put it through the strainer, take everything out. If you want to put it through a coffee filter, so you just get like that orange extract color, you can put, if you could show the spoon, maybe the color underneath, because the one was lemon. This one is orange.
Yeah,
and
it's a totally different color.
Right. It kind of, you can see that there's the orange color to it. It's the amber from the vanilla beans. There you go. Okay, so the orange, a little bit of milk.
Like a creamsicle.
A creamsicle. Did says we're making her mouth. No, she's everybody's hot toddies are dangerous to my alcohol supply, says Julia Hartman.
Oh, feel good. My goodness. It's just the best thing ever.
It is the best thing ever. All right. So here we go. Orange vanilla. The orange comes through first. Oh my gosh. Equally. It's a creamsicle. And with the milk, even more so. Mm-hmm. Like it's like those orange creamsicles, right?
It would be really good on the glaze over your orange rolls. Delicious.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've tried it that way.
And all the things that we were talking about for lemon, if you want to go a little orange forward and add a little more orange zest to what you're doing, everything that we just said for lemon works for the orange as well, right? Yeah. Just as well. That's amazing. That is really, really sweet. Yes.
I believe this was made with Caracara oranges.
Yes, they were made with Caracara oranges.
I love those.
Oh my gosh.
A little sweeter than a navel orange.
Just saying, get out of my dreams, get into my Caracara. Oh, God. Let's see who picks that one up. Let's see who can name the singer of that song. Get out of my dreams, get into my Caracara. We're waiting here. Orange chicken. Jeanette Niles says, oh yeah, Jill. Julie agreed with you. I think you were talking about hot toddies. Yes. Let's see. Nobody knows who sings Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Caracara. Well, that we just might have to tune in next time, and we'll announce that. Okay, we got to keep going because we've got 8 minutes left.
Okay.
The very next one, page 126 of The Art of Extract Making, peach and caramel vanilla extract. It's finished now, and it's time to taste test this bad boy.
Yes.
What are the peach ones?
So the peaches were started, I got my date on the bottom here, in August, of course, when the peaches were in season. Yeah. And we were lucky enough to get local peaches from a friend.
Oh, that's right.
Remember, she had a beautiful peach tree, and
oh my gosh,
we shared some vanilla with her, and she shared some peaches with us.
Like that's just a fun thing about extract making, right there, right? It's like when you get these all out, it's a journal. It's like I'd forgotten all about that, but yeah, she brought over like boxes of peaches. Our friend Kristen from that's so much fun. So we're gonna have to cook something now. We got to cook something and take it to her using her peach extract.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. So
Billy Ocean, Jessica. Oh, way to go, Jessica.
Okay. So I want to show you that there are some little floaties in here. Okay. I did do a filter, a coffee filter with, to get all the caramel out on that first change out at 2 months, but I did not rinse off the beans. I put the beans back in. So there was a little bit of caramel on the beans, but I thought, that adds a little caramel flavor and it's not going to soak up the alcohol. So I don't like to rinse my beans on this one. I like to kind of keep that caramel in there. And so if you want to get these floaties out, then at this point, you'll just do one more filter with the coffee filter. And I'll show you one that I have done. This is one that I did with a coffee filter. And then this is before. So, you've got pieces of the beans in there. There are some little floaties in there from the peaches. But, some of those little peach pieces might be kind of good in ice cream. So, try it out. I've done both. Sometimes I don't want any floaties, and then I've got the option here, and then I've got the option here.
Yep.
Shall we try
Personal preference. Let's try it. I got the glasses ready.
Yes, you do.
I know, because I'm being helpful, and even though I'm cracking my jokes, we're still we might just finish on time today.
Oh my gosh!
I know,
that's unheard of.
Right, and there was still time for Billy Ocean. Like, come
I
on.
can't get that song out of my
I
head
know.
now.
Well, that's better than Zestfully Clean. Like,
Yes,
Billy
it is.
Ocean's a little better.
I liked Billy Ocean.
Oh, well, who didn't like
I
Billy
know,
Ocean?
seriously.
Right? Billy Ocean. You had to like Billy Ocean. You grew up when you grew
Okay,
up.
can you go and show on the extract cam? This is what it looks like. If you can see in there, you've got little pieces of peaches and little specks of vanilla. And so I think those are kind of fun to put in ice cream. But and then you've got this one that's completely clear and beautiful. So options for you.
Roxanne commented that that one's beautiful, and it is. And we love those little bottles. Like that needs to be one of our upcoming workshops, just where we get all the decanting bottles out and we talk about decanting.
Oh, yes.
Because there are so many fun things you can do with decanting, and you can accentuate the oils if you want to leave them. You can accentuate the filtering if that's what you've done. The kinds of bottles that you can go really thin when you want to be able to see through it. You can go thicker when it's like a dark, rich extract. And the bottles will help sort of highlight whatever attribute of the extract you want to do. Mm-hmm. And so this is one of them that is, we've got hundreds of those little that's a 50 milliliter bottle, right?
Yeah, I have a huge basket of finished extracts. They're all in those tiny little bottles. And they fit nicely up in my cupboard next to the stove, so I can have my favorites right there or in another cupboard. And then also they're ready for gifting. And so I can put cute little tags on them, like this one, and it's already ready to go. So it's somebody's birthday or it's somebody's having a hard day. Get them, sometimes I'll just get them a little thing of tea and put a little thing of this in it, and it's help you feel better. So once you decant into these little bottles, you've got gifts.
Show that one under the camera really quick. This is actually one, she's not joking, where she has this basket of I don't know how many. This is in the very first 2-3 pages of our book, where we put a picture of those in there because it's like the perfect gift. When you need to grab a gift, you get invited to something that you weren't expecting and you need something cute, the string around it, the little handmade label, and boom.
It's kind of nice to just handwrite it. I don't necessarily love my writing. I always got N's in handwriting. I was never good at it, but it's personal and I like it. Just seems, very, personal. And what I did notice about penmanship, by the way, is
yes.
Letters. You guys have beautiful penmanship.
My gosh.
There's a lost art.
It is.
Really.
We were admiring how well they were all written. It was, you have all
beautiful handwriting.
Penmanship. But I was telling this to Jill. I mean, I like that she has the new label maker, and I think it's cool. But I'm gonna miss, if you switch to label maker. I love all of Jill's handwriting all over all these things and the masking tape. There's something, I don't know. There's like a feeling in extracts, right? And part of it is your handwriting on that. Yep. I thought you already did. But your handwriting on the bottles and the tape. It's just part of the.
I keep my first grade teacher, Mrs. Norton say, you need to slow down. You're messy. And I'm like, but recess is coming.
Recess is coming. Well, Mrs. Norton, she could see you now.
Oh, I loved her. She was a darling lady.
Let's see. So here we go. Peach.
Oh, wow. The sweetness of the caramel and ice cream, you guys.
This is Julie's. This is a milkshake.
It is.
This is ice cream. This is, well, of course, like peach pie, peach cobbler, anything peach, obviously. But maybe like banana bread.
Add a little caramel to it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That is a lovely peach caramel. That is a lovely extract, right?
Yes.
Tricky to make. You got to deal with the caramels. You got to wait for some time, but what a reward on that one. Mm-hmm. Holy mackerel. That is.
This would be good in tea as well. I've got this peach tea that I like in the summertime, and this would add just a little bit of sweetness to it without having to add any sugar because you've got the caramel in there. So there's so many applications to these extracts. It's limitless. So very last one, peach spice vanilla extract, right?
This one had cinnamon in it. We used the Mexican vanilla beans, Everclear because it was a high proof and we wanted to add the fresh peaches to it. So there's a lot going on inside of this one, right?
So all we did with this is it's peach, vanilla, and cinnamon. When I was a little girl, we would go to the peach farms, not far from where we lived, and we would all pick the peaches, and then we would come home and we'd can and can and can and can for days peaches. And my mom would do two kinds. We would do just plain peaches, and then we would put cinnamon in it, and then we would make peach cinnamon jam. And we lived on that. Like it was the most delicious jam, and she doesn't remember the recipe. And so I've tried to duplicate it, but it's just not the same. I'm going to keep trying. But this is the extract that makes me think of those canned cinnamon peaches.
So fun. We've got our vanilla pura shot glasses that make their appearance in a great many of these. Now, once again, now that this is finished, we can filter it if we want to filter it, put it through a coffee filter, whatever it is. I don't know if I hope I teed this one up. I think I did, but it's okay. We'll do that.
I do want to show you the bottom of all the caviar that's in this. I'm going to flip this over. All of that in there. If you can see, it's a little thicker because you've got...
Go upside down again, just so they can see it. There it all is.
And it's running down the sides, you know, and you can see there's little pieces of peaches on the side of the glass. I think that would be lovely in a peach shake. But again, if you want it completely filtered, then use a coffee filter or cheesecloth.
Cheesecloth. Chemex works great. Okay, so we've got the extract. We're going to pour the milk. This is the last taste test of the workshop today. Stir it up. I like that we ended with the peaches. They've been wonderful. Oh, cheers. Oh.
That spice is fun.
The spice, there's a real kick there. Like the cinnamon comes through. It's almost cinnamon forward. Mm-hmm. And then the peach is present, but the cinnamon is what you get first.
The aftertaste on it is lovely.
Oh, yes, seriously. But it's a cinnamon. It's almost like cinnamon peach versus peach cinnamon because that cinnamon really comes through, right? Mm-hmm. Really, really lovely.
I'm going to have to try to make that jam.
Yep. We're going to have to find the recipe. Wow. Oh, okay. 1 out of 10. I think we had 4 10s and maybe some 11s, right? There we go. Those were a lot of fun. That was a big day today. We've got 4 that are finished. We started another one. We'll have another workshop coming up in March. We'll get it posted a little sooner as we're kind of getting into our rhythm again. Now that we're getting past a lot of the new things that we're starting this year, we'll kind of find our beat.
Oh, we're excited. You know, once we get through all the extracts in the book, then we can start sharing some new things. You know, we've got all kinds of things that we've been doing, and we're excited.
We are. We have so many things that we're doing. And so
our new groups
that we started, again, we talked about it at the beginning, but our bottle group has been so much fun. Our orchid growing group is really growing fast. There's a lot of people that love growing orchids, and you know, I'm learning a lot, you know, as we're reading all of it and the different environments, and people are they're getting blooms on their orchids and they're learning how to hand pollinate them. And then we even have a business group for people that we're starting up extract businesses. We're getting so many questions from people that were asking about how to price their extracts or how to sell at a farmer's market and what cottage laws are. So we set up a little group for that as well. And so we're just trying to find places where we can get kind people together, perpetuating sweetness and kindness in any possible way that we can, and creating communities that are built on just fun, great things that allow you to meet new people, make new friendships, and have fun dialogues.
Without the negativity.
Without the negativity. And we've been fortunate in our group. We're like 137,000 members now, and it's still just super sweet and kind. And, you know, we're going to do that with every group that we start. But it's been a busy start to the year, as always. So thanks to all of you for joining us again for another workshop. I'm pretty close. It's 5:05, 5 minutes over. And so we really appreciate it. It would be so much, you know, more awkward if we were just talking and no one was there. And
Yes.
so we are so glad to have all of you join us in our home just regularly. And so we're grateful for you. And I hope you all know that. To say thanks, we wanted to give a gift card at the end. Jessica Laughlin, I think Jessica was the one that
Billy Ocean.
She nailed Billy Ocean. That's right. She was the one that knew exactly who Billy Ocean was. So Jessica, you get the $25 gift card. Send us an email at support@vanillapure.com and we'll get you a $25 gift card. For those of you that want to hang around for a few minutes and chat with us, we'd love to chat. We'll turn everything off and turn on the computer cam so we can sit down and just say hi to anyone that wants to hang around for another 10, 15, 20 minutes and just chat for a little while. But thanks so much for joining us. It has been so much fun. It's crazy to think we're nearing the end of starting all the extracts in our books. That's 40 recipes that we will have started and that we're currently going through. Some are finished now. And what a journey it's been.
It has, and it is a little bit refreshing in that we're starting new things. You know, we've got a new space, and I'm excited to make it more comfy and a little bit more homey.
Yep.
And then, you know, our new groups and our new blends. We have new blends coming really soon, and so we're just lots of fun new things, as well as finishing up some of the great recipes in the book. So it's just fun.
Yep, love it. So someone asked, do we know the shelf life of the salted caramel vanilla extract? You know, Dana, great question. We have many that are years old. Whenever we're adding sugars, we always say that, you know, a year is probably best to, you know, try to get it used a little faster than your other ones that don't have any sugars added to them. But in our own personal experience, we have some that are much older than that, and we still use them, and they've been just fine. But our typical answer with an infusion / extract, we'll usually say 1 year. You want to use them in a year, right? There you go. Great question. And your answer was pretty close. So Nancy needs to run. Nancy, thanks for joining us. All of you, thanks for joining us. This was a great time. Great job on moderating again. We appreciate you. Thanks for all you do. Until next time, happy extracting.
Bye-bye.
We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.